Hello everyone, welcome back. In this episode here, part of Bitcoin Trade. So, anyways, I think in my previous episodes, or one of the previous episodes, I mentioned um this website, bitcoincharts.com, and these are the markets right now. And you can see things are starting to turn red here. And Bitstamp here has already turned red, meaning that the price has gone below the 30-day average, which is this line here that you see, and then there's a short little graph. And so you're starting to see things starting to fall. Although Mt. Gox has quite a bit of ways to go before it reaches its average. But if you look at the way everything's going, you'll notice that um, it's probably going to go below the average most likely. So, which is not, good or bad or anything. Depends how you're gonna play this. Like I said, if you're long U.S. dollar, you should probably sell right now. If you're trying to realize U.S., if you're trying to make U.S. dollars on this, you should probably sell because it's probably going to go down in price. It's already started. Remember, I mentioned once you start seeing all these reds, they're all going to follow suit eventually, and they're all going to be red. For people who trade and are into Bitcoin, this is kind of what we wait for. We wait for the prices to go down, let you guys all sell off like crazy, and then we pick up all the cheap Bitcoins, um, and we'll just wait and just let it rise again, or just buy stuff with it. I don't know. I mean, the market's always there, even whether it's at the exchange or in real life. The market will always be there tomorrow, the day after, and the day after. And if it's not, then well, the world is probably gone to shit. So it doesn't really matter. So here you go. You're starting to see a lot of things turn red. It just means that it's going below its 30-day average, which has had a good rise, and now it's just bouncing back, pulling back a little bit. It'll bounce back up again. Okay, so don't freak out. But you're starting to see signs of, I guess, which I've been telling you guys, and ladies, if any ladies are watching, it's a downtrend. We're going in a downtrending pattern, which, like I said, depends how you look at it. For me, it's anytime we're in a downtrending pattern, it's a perfect time for a buy. And I usually try to the best way to pick a buy is, well, first of all, let me go into the charts here. So, you know, um, sometimes when you look at the 2-day versus the 5-day, or 15-minute and a 1-hour chart, you get a lot of noise, is what they call it. It's just, for example, I'm using these two weighted moving averages. So right here, a 10 and a 25 weighted average. Okay. For some very simple buying and selling signals. So when it crosses up, when the 10-day average crosses the 25, that's a buying signal. And when it falls, it's below. Usually it's a selling signal. Now the problem is you get a lot of. This is a 1 hour, but even on a 15 minutes chart, you'll get a lot of these things that just bounce up and down. So sometimes you got to back up a little to a 1-hour chart, and then you'll see the sell signal. You see a buy signal here, but if you know you're in a downtrend, that's important. If you know you're in a downtrend, you know that you're going to get a lot of these false signals where it looks like they go up and then they turn back down. And so this is what you're getting here. You're getting a downtrending. It's turned over again, going back down. So that's Mt. Gox, and I'll refresh it so you don't think I just, I'm all that. But and then here, another refresh. This is Bitstamp, and this is 1 hour, and you see that it is turning, and it's turning it's very clear on how it's turning. And so and here's another one for BitC. And Bitsy has the volume. Look at that drop on Bitsy. So Bitsy is now the uh, exchange with the most volume of U.S. dollar and Bitcoin. Okay, and so look at this, look at that, look at that drop, and let's look at that band. It's pretty big. So Bitsy's saying something. Okay, so let's just go to this, and this, the volume wise, it's not by much. I mean, it's pretty darn. Bitsy and Bitstamp pretty close. Mt. Gox has really fallen behind. I don't know why, but still, it's maintained a price and above the average. Who knows? On most of Mt. Gox, those are always seem to be above average. So, but eventually they're gonna follow suit. Eventually, because it's gonna, it's just downtrending to that below the 30-day average on this. So, and okay, so we've taken a look at that, and then so how would you buy? How would you know where to buy on a downtrend? Well, yeah, that's where the channels come in. And so let's go back to like a nice. Let's go back to a nice 12-hour. So I got this channel here that I mentioned just forming, and I drew some other lines here because I seen another high pop up, but it doesn't really matter because it's kind of, you see it one line anyway. So basically, the best way to get a price at a low at the bottom is using this as a reference here, this support line right here, if anybody sees that. And so what you want to do is, as this downtrending support line keeps going, you want to probably put your buys right in there at the bottom of that. Or if it goes lower than that, or you see a downtrending pattern, like for example, like I said, let me see if I could get this to focus a little bit. Like I said, the most recent lows, connect a line and a line, and then you'll get some kind of supporting line. And so that should tell you. You may see, the thing is that this is going down like this, but as it's downtrending, it may quickly start, downtrending like this, just as fast as it trended up like that. See? So it's just turning now, and then it may downtrend even further. So best way to get a good deal on this is put a buy order, a limit order, whatever you got. But basically, it's an order that if the price hits here, you're gonna make a purchase. So someone sold it for you to purchase it when the price goes down. So that's why you got the market depth. So there's a little, if you look at the price, there's a price gap here, and that's basically where the spread is. All right, and on top of that, if you ever make an order in here on a market order, it'll just go to the next lower or higher price. Okay, so that's what it's just gonna go to. So when you see a lot of market orders, like for example, when you see a large push like this, okay, it's not because someone had a limit order on a buy down here which drove the price. Well, a limit order basically stops the price from falling on someone's sale. What really has to move a market is someone has to make a market order. Now they could do this for several reasons. Okay, usually the market orders are usually done with large volume Bitcoin traders. Okay, because if you see let me move into the 15. Now this is where these are sell orders, buy orders, and they're usually like on this side here. These are the visible side, but you kind of get an idea of the market depth here. And the problem is when you're a large, when you have a lot of Bitcoins, whether you're buying or selling, you'll get this really, let me see here. Yeah, there it is. You get this like a hard line right here. So if you have 100, 300 Bitcoins, this line just is really straight and long, and it's at that price. The problem is you won't get any price action moving. It'll just get stuck there and just pop, pop, and then everybody knows your limit order because I can see it. That means you can see it. So that's probably why someone who has a lot of Bitcoin doesn't want to put a limit order, a very large limit order, because they won't, the price won't move to that point, because everyone knows there's this huge roadblock right here. There's someone just sitting on a large amount of Bitcoin on a sell order. Same thing on the other side. Someone could have a very large buy order and the price won't move down at all, and those buy orders won't get hit and it'll just move. So, this could be a reason why um, large traders will not put in any limit orders of a large quantity. The price will never hit that, order, because everybody knows it's a big, resistance or a big support, resistance up here and then support up down here. So when you see these large moves, like let me see if I can find one, or something like something that just spikes up, and drives the price up. Typically those are market orders, and someone who's making a market order just doesn't want to give their position away, or to give their, sorry, my daughter here, she wants to listen too. She understands what Bitcoin is and how it works, so she wants to come up here. Anyway, so this is going to conclude my episode here. So excuse me, I think that's all. I'll tell you what, I'm going to cut out and I'll try to wrap it up, right? And I'll cut back in. All right, I got her up on the table so she can little feeding seat table kind of thing. So she must have been hungry. Anyway, so my point is, where would you put a buy order? Okay, and very simply is a couple things you can do. All right, to put a buy order in, and the thing is, you gotta, if you want the price that you want, you have to put a limit order in. And so let's just do a simple 2 hour, okay, or let me see, 4 hour. All right. So a couple ways you can follow this line here. You can follow this line all the way down and just put in buy orders and just wait for the price to fall. You just, at that point, it's just a waiting game. You're being very patient, and you're just putting in a buy order. And remember what I told you about, at least at Mt. Gox, is I try to put a buy order above the price. It wouldn't let me. I put a limit order above the price. It didn't show. And then I put a sell order below the price. It doesn't show either. It only allows you to put a buy order below the price and a sell order above the price. A sell limit order anyway. So basically, as the price is going down, it's downtrending. You probably want to, put your limit buy orders here, along this line, skirt along this line, or a little bit above it. Sometimes it doesn't really go down all the way, because someone also often people who trade, they all know this. So when they see this, they usually know that somebody is going to try to get a price above this line, because sometimes the price doesn't always hit this line. I mean, it's nice if it did, but it doesn't always hit this line. It'll like stop right here. Because another thing that a lot of traders do is they don't always go with the line for support. They go where the last low is for support, because they know that you're running out of people who are selling Bitcoin as it goes, and it gets exhausted, the amount of people who are actually selling their Bitcoin and going and buying US dollars. And then when all the sellers are gone, well, the buyers come in and they drive the price back up, and then the sell orders come back at a higher price. And it could be the same people, because it does range, and so they're buying here and then they're selling up here, and that's what they're doing. They're just constantly buy or sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and then when it hits down there, they buy again. And so if you look at some of the let me see prices here. Let's see here. let's look at the range here. 860, about 865 to 980. So, could you imagine just over a course of a few days here that you made you're able to, kind of get an idea where the price is going to go, where you can just, profit off the up and the down moves. So, when you pick your buys, your buy orders, this is a way to skirt the line, and depends how cheap you want to be. And eventually, no matter where you place your buy order, as time goes on, it's going to get lower and lower. So you eventually, if it is a true downtrend, you'll eventually hit your order. No matter where you place it, it's just a matter of how long you want to wait. So once I put a buy order in, I usually like to put a buy order in maybe a little slightly above where this is. So if it does go through, at least I'll get a buy. I'll get an order to go through. It'll actually hit my buy order, and that's what I'll do. I'll just let it. And the thing is, on a downtrend, it's kind of hard because it, not only can it hit this resistant line, but even go down further. So another thing is, you don't want to risk like 10 bitcoins. Well, depends how much you have, how much money you have, how much you want to risk. Rule of thumb is never risk more than 10% of what you have in there. Never risk more than 10%. So if you have $1,000, your buy orders are going to be about $10, or sell order. Well, if you bought in for 10, you're going to have to sell for 10. But $10 worth. Well, okay, but the 0.001 bitcoins at a time, and so. But you know what I'm saying? Just put in a small proportion to what you actually have in cash available for you to make a buy, and then you just do that all the way down. You just have it, either you can hold on to it, or you can just, like I said, just put a small little buy order right here, and then at any point in time you feel this thing's going to change or move directions on you, like go back down, you make your little sell order, and it's kind of like a good way to gain extra bitcoins on a downtrending market. And if you're wrong, I'm assuming you already have bitcoins, so this should just continue to go up. You won't mind either. Worst case scenario, that you make a buy order, it hits, and it just starts going even further down, below that. Well, in that case, thank goodness it wasn't a lot. You will, it is kind of a loss, but a $10 buy order is what, 0.001 Bitcoin. It's not a lot to cry over, right? So anyways, that's probably one Bitcoin you're probably gonna have to hold on for a very, very long time, because like I said, eventually the price of Bitcoin will go to infinity, so it doesn't really matter. But you could take a little chance here and gain some bitcoins. Another way to do a buy order based on some previous supports is, like I said, you could look at where it last dipped, the last low point from here. So recent, if you look at recent, this would be a support line. This low right here would be the most recent support line, being right here at this price level, which is what, 870. All right, that could be another one. The next one below that, as I mentioned before, being 715, I think, and then after that it would be this would be another support, and then finally this would be the last support. After that, I don't know what's going to happen, but if it breaks below this, I would say it's a crash, but it doesn't mean it's the end of Bitcoin. It just means that it's a really low price, and I think anything below 460, anything below this price here, it's a good buy. You probably start seeing like $100 buys. I would do like $100 buys. So every $100 that it would go down, I would actually increase it from there. I'd make this $100 buy, from here, $200 buy, $300, $400, $500. Um, you know, that's what I would do. That's my opinion on that. Because anything below here, it's probably really good still. A lot of people are sitting on this. Oh, oh, I guess my master is calling me. So this is the end of this episode. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope that you have an idea on a downtrend where to put your buy orders. Feel free to comment, like, dislike, or even leave a video response. So until then, stay tuned for the next episode. Bye.